What's up guys, it's your boy Gideon Mzembe here. For those of you who are just tuning in, welcome to my lifestyle vlog. It's just an insight to my life and my networks, all in the hopes to empower individuals to making healthier lifestyle choices. And for those of you who've been tuning in, welcome back. And yes, as stated in my last video, I was gone for some time. I had to go back to Africa to tend to some family needs. And I've been gone for close to 3 months. Now I'm back. It's my first Monday back in Africa, and I get excited about Mondays because Monday is my momentum setter for the week. It's how I set my momentum so that when Friday falls upon me, all I'm left to do is 3 more things, and that's reflect on how I've spent my time, who I've spent my time with, and what I've spent my time on. All in the hopes to get some information, and it's a good gauge to see whether I'm actually achieving my goals, if I'm working towards my desired outcome, or am I just wasting my time with meaningless things? But like I said, it's a Monday and I get very excited about Mondays, but what better way to kickstart off my first Monday back from, well, I wouldn't call it a holiday, but my first Monday back in Australia than with my good friend Helen Glover. Helen Glover, if you guys are not up to date, she's a phenomenal woman who runs a podcast called Modern Masculinity. And I'm sure Helen has got something she'd like to say at the end of this video. Otherwise, guys, just remember, you are more than what you have become. You are more than what happens to you. Circumstances don't define you into becoming the victim. You define the circumstances by becoming the victim, by doing something about it. And there's always something that can be done.
It's been such a pleasure to talk to Gideon today. We've had a really good discussion about how we show up in conversations with our friends, and whether we come with our own ego and what we've got to say, or whether we're really there to listen to how they're feeling and what that really looks like. And there's this really fine line between actually having a negative bent where everything's always depressing versus having issues that you really need somebody to listen to. And it's important as friends that we show up willing to really hear what our friends going through and allow them the permission to not have a good day and to be able to just empathize and find out what it is that they need from us. Each day feels different. Some days feel like $1 million and it's not hard, and other days don't. And it's on those days how you show up, how you take responsibility for how you behave in those moments, that you can only really control your own way of behaving and not anybody else's. So it's important that when you do show up, just know what you're bringing and what your story is. And yeah.
Well, here we are, still in the rebuilding phase weeks. That's what it is. It's me having to rebuild some of the ideas and projects that I started working on prior to having to depart to Africa for 3 months. Some of the colleagues that were on board, some of the projects that I had, have had to invest their time elsewhere. I couldn't have them waiting for 3 months. But now I'm off to go visit my brother, who's a self-taught coder, internet guru, this, that, and the other. I don't even know what title, but he's self-taught. He's a genius when it comes to creating websites as such. But just before I go there, I just want to give an advice to people that, you know, I just feel like this is relevant. Not to be disheartened when you have to restart or rebuild, whether that's financially, on a relationship or goal setting, whatever it is. You know, I've come to realize that after all, we're not who we think we are. You know, often we define ourselves in accordance to what we have or how well we're doing in life. I believe that we're a blank canvas and we simply paint our masterpiece, as per se, on that blank canvas. At any given time, you must remember this, that when that masterpiece is removed, you still remain to be that canvas. What I'm saying there is, everything that you add onto your life, yeah, it adds a perceived value. But unless you remember that you're a blank canvas first, you will always have your happiness influenced by what you do and what you become, and which is a very, very dangerous place to be, my friends. Remember, you're a blank canvas first, and that which you become and accomplish is simply just a compliment for the canvas. You know, life can hit you. It can really hit you from the blind side, and you just have to restart. You are more than what you've become. You are more than what happens to you. So here I am at my brother's place, and yeah, like I said, to get my work done in regards to my website. But I'm very pleased, as you know, I'm very passionate about health and fitness, and to find him eating his breakfast, lunch or brunch, look at that.
You got baked beans, avocado, and then you have eggs with some tomatoes, and then you have some sardines in there as well. So yeah, just trying to work on those muscles, trying to get ripped.
Yeah, so there it is. Got a vlog that I'm back here, back at Studio 99. Like I said, it's the rebuilding phase, so obviously got to rebuild my clients back up. Been gone for a long time. 3 months is a long time to stay away from my clients, but it's good to see some familiar faces are still here. Well, there you have it, guys. That's the end of the week. You know, as I look back on my goals board, I see that I've ticked off 95% of what I really wanted to do. But unfortunately, there's that 5% that I didn't accomplish. I got to bite the bullet and accept it. Moving on to next week, some of those goals might have to get bumped into next week to finish it off. And the other ones, we'll see how much growth really happens with the rest of them. And like I said, it's the end of the week. It's the time where we sit back and reflect on our time spent, who we spent it with, and how long we spent it for in those times. And this is a great gauge to see whether you're actually having a progressive realization to your worthy goals, as Jim Ross says, or you're just aimlessly spending your time. And that's something that I would highly suggest for anybody that's looking to have personal growth in their life. Really look at the time that you're spending, and who you're spending it on, and how long you're spending it, where you're spending it. You know, and that is a great gauge of seeing where you are and how you're doing it. Absolutely. But for me, like I said, it's the end of the week. I'm not exactly where I want to be, but I'm definitely where I need to be. And that's something that I have to always remind myself in this, what we call rebuilding stage, that it's necessity over desires. And what I mean by that is I'm not where I want to be, but it's definitely necessary for me to be where I'm at right now. And it's sometimes a tough bullet to bite, but if you just hang in there, fight the good fight, you will discover that you are more than what you've become. You're more than what happens to you.